Before us, we have a question in the chemistry under the topic of organic chemistry, where we are told to write the molecular formula and structural formula of methane, ethane, propane. So these three molecules are under the alkane. Now, before we look into that, I want us first to begin with listing what we call the prefix. So the prefix determines the number of carbon atoms in that particular molecule. So number one is methane, which is meth. So meth is N is equal to 1, or it has 1 carbon. Eth, N is equal to 2 carbons. Prop, 3 carbons. But, 4 carbons. Pent, 5 carbons. Hex, 6 carbons. Hept, 7 carbons. Then oct, 8 carbons. Non, 9 carbons. Dec, 10 carbons. So at least we should be able to remember up to 10 carbons. Then, since we are dealing with alkanes, so how do we know that these are alkanes? Because the ending part or the suffix is the A and E. So we can see that we have ANE, also ANE. So now, what is really meant by the suffix? So the suffix tells us the type of bond that we have. So whenever you see the suffix ANE, just know that you are dealing with a single bond. So regardless of the number of carbon atoms that we have, we just have to maintain the single bond between two carbon atoms. Now, if you look at carbon, carbon is coming from group 4. Therefore, carbon has a valence of 4. So the importance of knowing the valence number is that the valence number for a particular element determines the number of bonds that element makes. So for carbon, makes 4 bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether it is like this, you need to have to make sure that you have 4 bonds in total. So the valence can be used to determine the number of bonds that you have. That's why for hydrogen, we just have to put the single bond because hydrogen has a valence of 1. Now, to come up with the molecular formula, first we need to give the general formula for alkane. So the general formula is Cn, then we have 2 H 2 times N plus 2. N determines the number of carbon atoms. So from the first one, meth. So meth here, N is equal to 1. So where there is N, we put 1. So we have 1. Then we say 2 times 1 plus 2. So C times 1 is C. Then 2 times 1 is 2 plus 2, 4. So this is the molecular formula for methane. Or maybe if you have seen this formula, so that's how the formula comes into existence. Now to draw the structure formula, you just have to first you write carbon. So since we only have 1 carbon, then remember we said carbon makes 4 bonds. Then each bond will have 1 atom of hydrogen. So this is the specific structure for methane. So what of ethane? So for ethane, we are going to do the same. First, we need to come up with the molecular formula. So which is Cn H 2 times N plus 2. Now for this one, Eth, N is equal to 2. So we just say here 2, then 2 times 2 plus 2. So C times 2 is 2. Then 2 times 2, 4 plus 2, which is we have 6 atoms of hydrogen. So to draw the structure, first begin by writing the carbon atoms. Then since we are dealing with single bond, draw the single bond between the 2 carbon atoms. And remember, each carbon must have 4 bonds. So each is remaining with only 3. So if I put 1, 2, 3, this one is filled. 1, 2, 3. This one is also filled. So hydrogen here, hydrogen here, hydrogen here, and also hydrogen here, hydrogen here, and also hydrogen. So this is our structure. Then for those that may be interested in starting the online tuitions, you can reach me on this number. So 0962 89 5804 or 0971 641164. Then for this one, for question C, I give it to you guys as a simple task. You can answer it, and if possible, you can forward your answers. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.